like
more on tomorrow's Senate runoff. Let's bring in Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Your state saw record single-day early voting turnout on Friday, with more than 350,000 voters casting their ballots. More than 1.86 million voters overall have cast their ballots early. Give us a sense of how early voting went across the state and where you're seeing the early turnout, as far as which parts of the population, which parts of where are they coming from county-wise?
Well, we've seen nearly 1.9 million people have already voted early, and it's really been all over the state. It was down in South Georgia in Tift County. It's been in Chatham County, so it's been rural, it's been urban, it's been suburban. We've just seen strong participation everywhere. In fact, we have 80,000 voters who voted in this race who skipped the fall race completely. So that's 80,000 new voters that have been energized, so much so that they've come out to vote for the runoff race. We're just seeing strong turnout everywhere.
That's so fascinating to me, that people who didn't go to the midterms just a few weeks ago actually came out to vote because they're feeling that this runoff is just so important. And even though this election will not determine control of the Senate, why do you think that there seems to be this high engagement in this particular election?
Well, I think it's so close in the Senate. I think people understand that 50-50 versus 51-49 is probably a big deal. And you're just seeing both political parties are spending a lot of money getting their ads up there. The governor's campaign with Herschel Walker, former President Obama was down here campaigning with Raphael Warnock. You're just seeing both sides really going after it, and you're seeing voters engaged in both sides. We're expecting strong turnout again tomorrow.
Any concerns heading into the final day of voting tomorrow? Anything that voters who haven't cast their ballot should know to make sure that they have a smooth experience?
Well, if you haven't wanted to face some of the lines we've had, you're going to vote tomorrow like I will be doing. Go to my voter page, mvp.sos.ga.gov. Find out where your polling locations are, because many times those locations for the precincts tomorrow are different than what we had for early voting. But we also have all 2,500 of the precincts will be open tomorrow. And like in the fall, in November race, our average wait time was 3 minutes. And we had the longest time that I saw on the leaderboard was about 14 to 16 minutes. So we expect that we'll be able to move those voters through tomorrow. We won't expect the same number we had a month ago, but we're still going to have strong turnout. I fully expect we'll have 1 million plus voters show up tomorrow.
And you were talking about time as far as how long they might have to wait to vote. What do you think time as far as how long we might have to wait to expect a potential final result?
It'll never be quick enough. We understand that. You want it right away, and we get that. But we'll be able to post those results. All the early voting has already been scanned. It's not been tabulated. Tabulation will be very quick after 7 p.m. And then all the absentee ballots, about 5% of those vote totals, have already been scanned also and have been accepted or not accepted. But that'll be also something we can tabulate quickly. So we'll get those results up relatively quickly. By 8 o'clock, you'll start seeing results from some of the counties. We just don't know how close it's going to be. And that's really what determines the length of time it'll take to really say, here's who the winner is.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We saw former President Trump this weekend again falsely claim that the 2020 election results were false and stolen, even going as far as to say that the rules, quote, found in the Constitution should be tossed aside. You've, of course, had your differences with the former president over his false election claims. Any response to his latest comments?
Well, I know in Georgia in 2020, we had a fair and honest election, and we actually did a 100% hand recount of the presidential race, and the president still came up short. What I guess went on with Twitter and all those kind of situations there, that's out of my lane. I just make sure that as it relates to elections, we're going to make sure we have honest, safe, and secure elections for everyone. We have photo ID for all forms of voting in Georgia now. If you want to vote absentee, photo ID. Vote in person, photo ID. That elevates security, also elevated voter confidence. I think that's one of the reasons we just saw a huge turnout for the November race, and we're also seeing huge turnout for this runoff race. Voters are engaged, and they feel safe and secure about the process.
Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, we thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.